Steve, you're benched. I'm sorry, not dressing for the game today. You got the great seat there, Mitt. It's 50 degrees, just turned up to 50. Wow, the little icon says I might have some thunder. It's possible, I guess, about 8:24. T-Rex, out the door, weather and more. Got me thinking about that thunderstorm. No thunder here, no wind here either. What's going on? Well, I live fairly down low on the north side of Great Hill, so the wind goes up over the hill and then comes back down over the water. You can see it kind of pressing down on the water. So I get my worst wind when it's from the northwest. This morning, the wind is from the southeast, and it is all it could be. Here's the map at 8 o'clock this morning. Red numbers are the wind gusts in miles per hour. Taking 59 miles per hour for the wind at Nantucket. That's right at the airport. Now you go to the Buzzards Bay Tower, way up 70, 80 feet. That's 57 miles per hour. And if you want to look at the velocity azimuth display, right over Boston, the wind at 2,000 feet is sustained at 50 knots. At 30,000 feet, it's 101 knots. So yeah, it has more to do with the strength of the high pressure system that came in with the cold air the last several days. Cold enough to generate, what is this, maybe the 5th or 6th week in a row we've said first snow. It was Mark in Hopkinton says first snow in the hop last night. Definitely an overachiever. At Greg Forrester's house in Fitchburg, 4 inches of snow in Fitchburg with this rain on top. What's the radar look like now? Got some yellows and some oranges still showing up, some downpours. Almost looks like it's trying to thunder there on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border. And here's what it looked like on the satellite imagery. Those are towering cumulonimbus clouds, so real downpours. And maybe some sleet or hail mixed in with there, but the rain snow line now has moved north. The most curious image of the morning comes from a handle called Lake Winnipesaukee. What on earth? Someone just dropped their boat and left it there in the road. No context to this. It could be a million years ago. I don't know. But it's certainly fitting for how it looks around the Great Lakes, Lake Winnipesaukee, the lakes this morning. Reports coming in from all the ski areas of generally 3 to 5 inches of snow. Blair from Nantucket happens to be in West Brattleboro. He said we got 7 inches before it started melting this morning. So 7 inches in West Brattleboro is the most I've heard of now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think we're wrapping it up at J. Josh at J says, it's okay skiing. It's super dense, surfy snow, 5 inches. And at Sunday River, snow is probably winding down, may change to rain, 4 inches plus. Plus, they're calling it powder. That's loud powder, guaranteed. And Sugarloaf. Passing 4 or 5 inches at about 8 o'clock this morning, coming down good. So the best chance of actual real powder skiing this morning is Sugarloaf. That cold high doing its work, keeping that cold in place, cold air damming. Talk all about that. Warmer air goes over the top of the colder air. That causes lift, that causes precipitation, and that can cause rain at higher parts of the atmosphere to freeze and become sleet when it comes down. So far, no reports of freezing rain. We've had some sleet reports coming out of Vermont where it's just about done now. Now, this low, it's actually a dual low. One is over Lake Ontario. The other is forming near New York City and coming along. And it's going to take over as the strongest low going into the Gulf of Maine this afternoon and then really intensifying as it pulls out. But on the back side of this low, it's not high pressure. It's another low pressure system. And there's no cold air to fill in on the back side. So we're not going to have a rush of colder air and a refreeze. Matter of fact, it's going to be quite opposite. Opposite of certainly how we thought it was going to look a week ago. We thought the cold air would be rushing right back in for a cold, windy Thanksgiving with snowflakes just about anywhere. Well, no. It's going to be pretty beautiful Thanksgiving. Mild. Temperature's going to be 40s near 50 in southern New England. And then it's the cold front that's in the Midwest. The low that ended up at Hudson Bay ended up a lot more powerful and a lot further north. We thought that might push some colder air into the backside of this system, but that did not happen. So the 7-day forecast has been pretty atrocious lately. Yeah, I have heard of that new thing called GraphCast. I haven't gone there yet, but we're going to be looking into that. Anyhow, let's get back to the surface maps. So this low takes off tomorrow. We have high pressure way to the south. and another low coming at us, and a cold front over the Great Lakes. That cold front into Ontario is going to come in tomorrow night. And then much colder air is going to come in. Look at the Friday morning map now. Cold front's coming into New England, and there's a huge 1040 high out there over North Dakota. And look at all that blue on the southwest side. Major snowstorm again for Utah and Colorado. By the way, not looking very El Nino-ish. El Nino-ish, is it? Anyhow, where's that low over Colorado going to go? Let's watch. Let's put it into motion. So there comes our colder air without much fanfare. A few snow showers in the north for our Friday. Saturday looks windy and cold. Coldest day so far this season. You're skiing, think midwinter. It should be good skiing, though. And then Sunday, the high comes over us. Sort of a branch of the high comes over us, and you can't really see it there. And then that low that's in Colorado on Friday goes off the mid-Atlantic states on Sunday and Sunday night. And then it takes the corner and comes up toward the north with heavy rain near the coast here and wind. It's a developing nor'easter and snow rain line probably similar to where it is right now this morning, not last night, but I think that one's going to be a little bit colder than what we're seeing here, and that will end up being snow in our mountains before a series of Arctic fronts coming at us the middle and second half of next week. We're going to have the deep freeze going on in New England. Although I think I've said that before and it didn't occur. Hoping for ice skating here around December 1st. And on the backside of all that chill, the next option will be to warm it up. How are we doing in the rain department here, TK? We're at 0.65. I'm supposed to empty it at 8 o'clock. It's past 8. I guess I will empty it. I mean, that's the rules for Cocoa Raws. 0.65. And then you see how much more you get on top of that. I think a couple more hours. Same with the wind. The wind is going to really relax early this afternoon and come in from the northwest at much lighter speeds late today. Did some yard work yesterday, a couple more leaves. It's much more pleasant dealing with fluffy leaves than wet or frozen or muddy leaves. And so I was going to talk some more about some other stuff. Oh yeah, the Pacific Ocean. There's a 949 millibar low in the middle of the Pacific Ocean south of Alaska. And that is 28.08 on the barometer. That is hurricane force. It's massive. I wanted to just track that for you. You can see it's going to go into Canada and kind of dissipate. That'll push warmer air into Western Canada. But these storms in the Atlantic, in the West Atlantic, like this one going by, this one's going to power and move up toward Greenland. And so now we're going to get these incredibly low barometer storms in Greenland. And that's going to be instrumental in pushing down the coldest air of the season again next week. Next week will be the 6th week in a row of coast-to-coast North America snow. Here's what it looks like coast to coast. Today's snow, and then next batch northern New England is going to be Monday. Snow showers and some of those fronts next week. That's the coast-to-coast week 6. See, this thermometer down a little lower. It says only 47 degrees. Anyhow, no instant refreeze of this. The big picture pattern, that big map there, just tremendous energy available. All right, one more, the 850, the purple and blue chart. Blue is cold enough for snow. Purple is cold enough for Arctic low temperatures. And you can see the cold air coming in this weekend, then it kind of lifts north on Monday. And then that next storm going by Monday night really powers and pulls down the coldest air so far this season. Again, late next week. We're going to be saying that a lot. Look at this rose. God bless you for opening up. Oh, love these roses. Maybe you come inside. Burning bush still has the leaves. I missed the wind. It's up there. All right, leave you with playing in the leaves. Oh, yes, and cleaning out the bag drawer yesterday. Clean out your bag drawer much? Cats love to help you when you clean out your bag drawer. Bag drawer and fluffy leaves. Nothing about rutabagas. I think you're supposed to peel them. I'm not sure. Sorry about that tease yesterday. I'm not telling you how to cook them. Talk to you tomorrow. Yes, there will be an out-the-door weather and more, even on Thanksgiving Day.
Clean up the bag drawer time. There's one cat half in the bag. Amazing how they can go in there and do a U-turn. And another one. So you're not going to go out the door because you were fired, but we can get some video of you in the door, I guess.
It's going to be a lot more.
It's starting to look pretty fun outside. Cloud waves
So there'll be a lot more
coming in,
competition, you think?
snowing in New York. It's 38 degrees here as the sun goes down.
We've only got one tree, but it gets a little bigger every year, so do have some leaves. I have to go to all my neighbors' houses to get enough leaves. Fluffy, fluffy, before the rain and the wind. Fluffy leaves are the easiest leaves. It's like doing snow. I'd rather shovel light snow 3 times than heavy wet snow once. So I'm doing light fluffy leaves. This is my 3rd time, to tell you the truth. Still no snow on the horizon for us, but a lot of rain and wind overnight tonight, so get her done now. Fit a lot of leaves in one of these barrels. Plenty more room. Let's go up the road and get some more. Storm clouds incoming. You can still see the moon through the clouds, and the leaves are nice and fluffy and dry, and it's not windy. So why not take advantage of a little of that fluffiness to gather them and put them where you want them to spend the winter. In the worm chow pile. With the rain and wind coming, they're all going to be plastered into corners and getting all wet and muddy and frozen over the weekend. About 4:30. It's pretty dark. Wow, that long shadow. Look who's trying to get his name back on the marquee. Out in time for live at 5. You're on double secret probation. How about a full day time lapse from yesterday for out the door, weather and more? Maybe some cats in a bag and some TK raking the last fluffy leaves. They say a cat's best sense is its hearing, but I think vision's pretty close. Maybe you hear something in there and you're looking for it. I don't see anything. All right, talk to you tomorrow.